almost $180 million since 2009, and that encompasses technical assistance for warehousing, distribution, strategy and planning, health financing, transportation optimization, human resource strategy, working with academia of Pakistan like University of Health Sciences Lahore, University of Peshawar, Health Services Academy. I'll be focusing more on information technology today, and that is the subject that we are very pleased to inaugurate on behalf of the government of Balochistan. And the two secretaries and leaders who are sitting here, I know that I've been working with them for the last 10 years on supply chain systems and other areas which are attributing towards strengthening the responsiveness of data visibility from government of Balochistan, from family welfare centers, from BHU, THQ, RSC, and that was gathered in terms of moving forward. And we are very pleased, that Secretary Finance is sitting here, who has been Secretary Population Welfare and Secretary Health as well, and Mr. Asfatullah Kakar, who has been, leading this now with Mr. Imran Gijki before. Now, coming to my presentation, I have two areas to discuss. One, that where is Pakistan on supply chain management vis-a-vis information technology, and how we compare Pakistan with other parts of the world, from low and middle income countries where I'm so sorry, this is, I'm not used to this, shake, but yeah, so we'll be comparing, Pakistan with other countries in the region, that how machine learning and artificial intelligence, and how much of an analytics we can actually produce to make sure that we are taking planning from policy corridors to service delivery points. And that is the missing link we are trying to connect, because at the responsive to the needs of your clients, whether it is public or private sector, you're just not meeting the... I don't think you will be going the next time. Why don't we apply it to the public sector when a poor woman comes to, that at least for the family planning supply chain, which is about $45 million a year. And I'm thankful to USAID for initiating this in 2009, when nobody was talking about supply chain management within public sector. So Ms. Sangeeta, thank you so much for investing in Pakistan and your team. And then your EPI supply coming from EPI supply chain. And EPI supply chain is about 450, and if you take polio, it's about of Pakistan at this point in time, where the system, LMIS, which is owned by the government, we had understanding with the Pakistan Bureau of Statistics, who will be managing the software part of management of the LMIS itself. Nobody from USAID. The fact that we interact with Gavi Global, we interact with Gates Global, where these are intersecting in terms of how we can graduate Pakistan. And you'll be surprised, off-the-shelf, system for the world to use it for the family planning FP 2020, 16 countries in the region, what about 21 countries of the world? And I'm sure the audience sitting here, my Pakistani brothers and sisters, and people from the system will be feeling very, from an ad hoc supply chain system to a mature system, an organized system. Out of these 21 countries, Pakistan, and I'm sure my leaders sitting on this side and on left side will be very proud of the fact that we have find that technology is one thing that you tend to introduce as a tool. Technology is only probably 10% of the overall game actually, because it's a tool. It serves to make sure that your health workforce is responding to the requirements of data visibility. How much you are procuring, where it is coming from, how it is being, and around 85 to 90,000 retail workers and about 8,500 community midwives. So think about the scope of all of this data, which is not the case at this point in time. It's coming from this, if you measure them over the period of time, over the period of 1 year or 2 years. And when you have that kind of data, that means you can create artificial intelligence system. You have TV, you have 3 systems. You have, other, 7 systems which are fragmented, but unfortunately does not create that wisdom that is not coming real time. And I've been talking that, when it may be surprising to public health, physicians and, practitioners, that how we combine logistics data with services on real time. A taxpayer feels that how might be full financing by the government of Pakistan. And that does not happen by just information systems actually. If you look at this, we did this study, and I'm very happy to share with you. This is a case study that we are presenting at George Washington University. And some of my colleagues of the commodities. From this graph you will see that we are only 1% behind from India. And India and Pakistan are doing a great job in terms of self-financing. So I would like to applaud for the government of Balochistan and the government of Pakistan for making this happen. And we have been talking, with the previous minister, Mr. Abdul sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts. Service implementation in the province. I would request Mr. Abdul to talk about improving data.
Sangeeta Patel, Health Office Director, USAID Mission, Islamabad. Mr. Mohammad Tariq, Country Director, Global Health Supply Chain Program. The far side, and all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am very proud that we are launching this program in Balochistan. As Tariq Sahab have said that we are the first to launch this program. It is really a great moment as we launch this mobile-based health reporting service. Simply we call it a USSD service to strengthen reproductive health commodity reporting in 5 districts of Balochistan, that is Quetta, Zone, Ziyarat, Masnoon and Nasbela. Balochistan is the most challenging of all provinces in Pakistan by virtue of its sheer geographic spread and lack of basic amenities in the remote districts, including availability of an uninterrupted internet access at district as well as service delivery level. Given the multitude of issues affecting our population welfare department, in collaboration with USAID funded Global Health Supply Chain Program, came up with an innovative mobile-based low-cost and high-impact solution of USSD as data reporting mechanism directly into Pakistan LMIs from areas particularly that lack internet coverage. This is being implemented initially in 5 pilot districts of Balochistan with scalability throughout the province by the provincial government and for remote setting of the province. Let me also share that some 70 PWD officials from these 5 pilot districts have been trained with the global support of USAID Global Health Supply Chain Program and use of mobile-based data reporting, and they have started putting data on a weekly basis using this service. The use of mobile technology for health data reporting will improve data visibility and stock availability up to service delivery levels, thus connecting women and men with reproductive health products. It will assist policymakers in
and we initiated dialogue with the local and international stakeholders on how this could be actually translated to a practical solution. In a very good morning, in a meeting which was attended by Dr. Ghaffar, who is here, and many other colleagues, in the CEWG, the Country Engagement Working Group for the Population Welfare, which was held in February 2018. And then I'm grateful to my friend, Dr. Tariq of USAID, who accepted the challenge and for this landmark achievement. It would be very much beneficial because facility level reporting has been a key issue facing Population Welfare Department in Balochistan. So improved data reporting into the LMIS will have far-reaching implications for forecasting and supply planning, procurement, warehousing and distribution. Besides, It would also enable the provincial decision makers to make an informed case for financing the commodity requirements year-on-year basis and could get due share from the provincial funds based on a scientific and real-time information generating from the last mile from the village to district to province. As you know, the province is facing definitely a huge economic situation, crisis as elsewhere in the country. But still, the federal government and the provincial governments are now more than ever cognizant of the importance to be according to family planning interventions given the recent scenario which was in the result of the recent census. As the census of 2017 shows that Balochistan about doubled from 7 million to about 12.3 million inhabitants. Balochistan population growth rate is 3.37%, which is the highest in Pakistan. So the current contraceptive prevalence rate stands just at 19.5% as against the AP 2020 commitment of 32% by the government of Balochistan, which I think is a question mark still on us, on our performance.
LMIS लॉजिस्टिक मैनेजमेंट इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम में बराह रास्त इंदराज नहीं हो पाता। वर्कर्स अपनी आंतों से बनी हुई माहाना रिपोर्ट जिले दफ्तर को भिजवाती हैं, जहां ये कंप्यूटर के जरिए LMIS में इंदराज किया जाता है। मजीद ये कि अक्सर स्टॉक की कमी और क्लाइंट्स की मेयारी खिदमत को फराहमी में वक्त दिक्कत पेश आती है। जब हमें मोबाइल के जरिए डाटा रिपोर्टिंग सर्विस की ट्रेनिंग में शिरकत करने के लिए कहा गया तो हमें कुछ खदशात लायक हुए, लेकिन जैसे हम लोगों ने ये ट्रेनिंग हासिल की तो इस सर्विस के जरिए इस सर्विस की अहमियत और अफादियत का भरपूर एहसास हुआ और हमें सेंटर्स की सतह पर LMIS में बराह रास्त डाटा रिपोर्टिंग जैसे एक अहम मसले का इंतहाई सादा और आसान मिल गया। अब हम आसानी से मोबाइल के जरिए खुद डाटा रिपोर्टिंग कर सकते हैं, जिससे हमारे इस्लामी स्टाफ और खिदमत की बरवक्त फराहमी को यकीनी बनाया जा सकता है। आज हम बहुत खुश और मुतमईन हैं कि मोबाइल के जरिए डाटा रिपोर्टिंग की सर्विस हमारे 5 पायलट अजला में, जिनमें कोयटा, मस्तूम, लसबेला, ज़ियारत और योग में काम शुरू हो चुका है, जो माँ और बच्चे की सेहत को बेहतर बनाने में एक अहम संगीन साबित होगी। हम पुरउम्मीद हैं कि जल्द इस सर्विस का दायरा कार बलूचिस्तान की तमाम अजला में शुरू हो जाएगा इंशाअल्लाह। आज हम अपनी तमाम साथियों जो मुख्तलिफ सेंटर से ताल्लुक़ रखती है और जिन्होंने ये ट्रेनिंग यानी मोबाइल के ज़रिए डाटा रिपोर्टिंग सर्विस की ट्रेनिंग हासिल की, इनकी जानिब से एक इस अहद का अहदा करते हैं कि हम अपने सेंटर्स की डाटा रिपोर्टिंग को 100% बनाएंगे इंशाअल्लाह और माँ और बच्चे की सेहत में बेहतरी लाने के लिए अपना भरपूर किरदार अदा करेंगे। शुक्रिया।
Shukriya, ma'am. I would request Mr. Miraj Gul, DG NTC, please come forward and share his remarks with us.
Of course, very great event for all of us and giving us an opportunity to think for the welfare of society and various in our demands. I am working as DG National Telecom Corporation, which is an organization under the Ministry of IT. We have established a national data center for purpose to digitalize the government objectives by hosting the data and by hosting the applications. About 3 years back, when we had a meeting first with Dr. Tare, and then a series of meetings we had, of course, the software development and for digitalization of this and all other. He has a number of others concepts as well for speedy digitalization of the processes of the government. Wonderful team, and that of course helped us or keep our steps abreast with them I've offered him all supports from my team, and we even our teams have helped in hosting and preparing the platform for this application. Our objective was to have this application highly available across the country, and it should have the high degree of course, the security. We provided all the support and all the technical platform required thanks to Dr. Tariq and his team. And now, Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy, I'm very glad, and it's an honor that we have successfully running this application all across the country and benefiting the provinces, and specifically the information I learned here about the Balochistan, and the Balochistan government is working. It's marvelous, of course. I'm very much glad to hear all these. Thank you very much. It was just thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that USAID is providing financial support for sustainable strengthening of public health supply chain systems in Pakistan, including the province of Balochistan, I would request Mrs. Sangeeta Patel, Director, Health Office, USAID, Pakistan, to please come forward and share her thoughts.
Acknowledging and thanking the government of Balochistan here, especially the additional Chief Secretary and the Secretary, Mr. Abdul Rehman Buzdar, and then of course the Secretary for the Population Welfare as well as for Finance, Mr. Abdul and Ms. Nur Al-Haq, NTC. Thank you. I also acknowledge the representatives from NIH, the Executive Director, the country representatives, Lina Musa from UNFP, and WHO Representative Dr. Balita Matipala, and of course, last but not least, Dr. Muhammad Tariq from the Global Health Supply Chain Program. Now, this is what I was scripted to say, so I say all protocols observed. The rest is just off the cuff and me. I just wanted to start off by just saying thank you very much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to support the government of Balochistan, as well as in the future, of course, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. We recognize fully that without information technology and without really using it, that we won't be able to bring accountability and bring at least reform where we need it. As you rightly said, this has been a partnership that is brewing for several years. There's a lot of history behind today's event, and that history began when people got together and realized that this is unacceptable, that we're wasting finances, that we don't have proper use of even the resources that we have, and that we need to bring about some kind of reform. Where there's internet technology, sure, maybe there may be means to have more application of this work. But even where there isn't, there's still the possibility of bringing about change. So mobile technology and this partnership will at least, and tripartite, will at least allow everyone to work together and essentially be able to say, okay, we're here to make a difference for the lives of women and children, and of course, even their families in the most remotest of areas. Unfortunately, in Balochistan, there still remain a tragedy in terms of some of the world's worst health indicators. You know, not all, but very many of them, and we need to change this. We need to, because otherwise there's countless preventable deaths, simply because basic health services need to be out there, and the products and the medicines need to be out there when we need them. This mobile-based technology, I hope, in the 5 districts will allow at least the government to be most responsive to the needs of people out there.
Some of the good progress Pakistan in general, and in particular Balochistan, has made vis-a-vis a number of health indicators. And as Sangeeta rightly mentioned, there is still a long way to go. And I'm very hopeful and optimistic with the energy I felt from the former speakers. that there is great opportunities if we really put our efforts together and work collectively. Population Welfare Department, Department of Health, with the presence of finance, acknowledging the instrumental role of Ministry of Finance in supporting this initiative. And I think this will hopefully help Balochistan to implement and contribute to the implementation of the key CCI recommendations that are very essential to help Pakistan secure much higher level of improvement when it comes to addressing population challenges, including population growth, as well as with a particular emphasis on family planning. So I was really very inspired to hear Sanjita mentioning that what is required from us to save women's life, because for us we are in the 21st century, and believe me, it's a crime to lose a mother's life while she is giving life. And because as evidence has shown, almost 90% of maternal deaths could be prevented if women receive timely and quality care and services, and this includes ensure that delivery takes place in a health facility by skilled birth attendants with the equipment and the drugs that are essential, including emergency obstetric care, that they are able to deal with last-minute type of complications that happens, and only in the health facilities, only trained health personnel can really help address this, emergency and complication that happens, and also to follow up postpartum care to make sure that infection